Do you think relegation in football is painful? Then let me take you to the very bottom of European football, where seasons end not just with relegation, but with disgrace. I'm talking about the worst seasons ever recorded in Europe's biggest leagues. Seasons so bad that fans still refuse to talk about them. And today, on Sportx Radar, I'll tell you how elite clubs completely collapsed and rewrote history for the wrong reasons. Let's start with England, the Premier League, where the money is huge and there's no mercy. The gold standard of disaster belongs to Derby County in the 2007-08 season. 38 matches, only one win, a total of 11 points, just 11. In Derby scored only 20 goals and conceded 89 throughout the entire season. They lost 29 matches. This season, the lowest points total in Premier League history to date, is remembered as a cursed season whenever a team struggles. Fans are still saying, at least we're not Derby. Germany, however, has done even worse. Let's go back to the 1965-66 Bundesliga season and meet SC Tasmania, 1900 Berlin. This wasn't just a bad team, it was a statistical disaster. They finished the season with only 8 points, which is equivalent to 10 points in today's points system. They scored only 15 goals and conceded an incredible 108. Only one win. One. Tasmania Berlin still holds the records for the fewest points, most goals conceded, worst goal difference, and most losses in Bundesliga history. This wasn't relegation. This was football's survival nightmare. Spain also experienced its own nightmare in La Liga during the 1997-98 season. Sporting Gijón finished the entire season with only 13 points, only 2 wins in 38 matches. They scored 32 goals and conceded 79. In a league dominated by Real Madrid and Barcelona, Sporting not only lost, but were wiped out week after week. This season became a point of reference for all future relegation battles in Spain. Italy is known for its tactics, discipline, and defensive strength. But even in Serie A, there have been truly surreal, bad seasons. One of the darkest periods belongs to Brescia in the 1994-95 season. Brescia finished the season with only 12 points from 34 matches. They only managed 2 wins, scored 19 goals, and conceded 53. In a league built on structure and control, Brescia completely lost control. That season remains one of the lowest point totals in Serie A history under the 3-point system. Then came Ancona in the 2003-04 season. Their fate seemed sealed from the very first week. Ancona finished last with 13 points, winning only 2 matches, scoring 28 goals and conceding 70. Relegation was confirmed long before the season ended, and the club never fully recovered. It was one of those years where survival was never an option. Now let's talk about Turkey, a league where the pressure is incredible, the fans are unforgiving, and chaos is always at the door. And no season can be a better example than Ankaraguç's collapse in the 2011-12 season. 34 matches, only 11 points. The lowest points total in Süper Lig history. They won only 2 matches, scored 31 goals, and conceded 76. Financial crisis, squad instability, and constant defeats turned the season into a slow and painful decline. Relegation was not a question mark, it was a formality. Often overlooked, France witnessed a modern-day catastrophe in the 2022-23 Ligue 1 season. Angers finished last, with just 18 points. They managed only 3 wins in 38 matches. They scored 33 goals and conceded a brutal 81. A historic collapse for a club that was stable in the league just a few seasons ago. Proof that relegation is easy in Ligue 1, but promotion is difficult. Portugal's Primeira Liga gave us one of the most painful relegations in recent times. In the 2019-20 season, Desportivo das Aves finished with just 14 points. They won only 3 matches, scored 25 goals, and conceded 66. Financial chaos, squad instability, and a series of defeats turned their season into a slow-motion disaster. As a result, relegation seemed inevitable long before the final whistle. In the Netherlands, the 2005-06 season of RBC Roosendaal is remembered as a prime example of failure in Eredivisie history. They finished the season with only 14 points, scoring 24 goals and conceding 73. Week after week, they played worse than their opponents, scored fewer goals, and faced weaker rivals. They became one of the weakest teams the league has ever seen. The common thread in all these seasons is simple. Football is unforgiving. One bad decision leads to 10 defeats, and 10 defeats go down in history, and not the kind of history to celebrate. If that shocks you, imagine experiencing it as a fan. That's why we watch football, not just for the victories, but for the stories, the collapses, the records nobody wants. If you want more detailed analyses of this kind, the numbers, the drama, the game-changing moments, find out where to find them. We already know you. This is Sportx Radar, and trust me, some records have to remain unbroken.